Earlier this month, police began digging at a remote vacant farm in Michigan in search of the remains of 12-year-old Kimberly King, who has been missing since 1979. Police fear the site could be a serial killer's burial ground and believe up to 7 missing girls could be buried there. This is the same area where convicted child killer Arthur Ream led police to the body of 13-year-old Cindy Zarzicki in 2008, who had vanished 22 years before. Ream was sentenced to life for her murder. Now, police believe Ream had more victims and suspect he may be a serial killer. Joining us to discuss this disturbing case is CrimeOnline.com's Nancy Grace. So Nancy, we now know that pedophile killer Arthur Ream was out on parole at the time of 12-year-old Kimberly's disappearance back in 1979. So what led police to search this area now, 10 years after the body of 13-year-old Cindy Zarzicki was found?
Because Arthur Ream cannot keep his pie hole shut, that's why. Ream, behind bars for the killing of Cindy Zarzicki, is bragging that he has killed between 4 to 6 other young girls. All right, so that is why police became suspicious of him again. He has also failed a polygraph. Now, could he have been bragging behind bars about something he didn't do? Maybe. Do I expect a child killer to fail a polygraph? Definitely, but I think it's absolutely worth a look, and I do believe he is responsible for other murders. There's no doubt in my mind. Not only that, once a serial killer disposes of a body in one location, they are very prone to come back to that same spot to hide more evidence.
Yeah, it's not just you, Nancy. Police now suspect that Arthur Ream may be a serial killer. So what else do we know about him?
Well, I know that, as you mentioned, he had been out on parole at the time he killed Cindy. It's all about little girls. The multiple victims that we're looking at, potential victims of his, are all young girls, most of them in their tweens or early teens. All of them have been out on foot, not anywhere unusual, but mostly in their communities, in their neighborhoods, and they go missing. So between him bragging, I have no doubt we're going to find more bodies. My only question is, are they going to be right there?
Such awful and disturbing details, Nancy, targeting young girls like that. How did this predator target and trap his victims?
Well, what we believe right now, Jesse, is that the other victims were at random. Now, Cindy Zarzicki was not random. Cindy was about 13 years old, and she was dating Ream's son, if you can call 13 years old at that young age dating. And he lured her by promising that they would do a surprise birthday party for his son. And instead, he molested and killed her. And when they went to that spot, the first thing they saw was a little pocketbook and a shoe, which was positively identified by her family. The other young girls, we believe, were randomly targeted by Arthur Ream.
We'll definitely keep our eye on this story. Nancy, as always, thank you so much for being with us and bringing us the latest on this case.